Well, if it isn't time for the worst beauty releases of the year, I think I have 12. Let me double check.
3 hours later.
Actually, I think it's 15. This is gonna be, I might be incorrect. 15 worst releases of this year. All of these products I am fairly sure was released this year. If nothing else, I tried them this year for the first time and I don't like any of them. And usually when I do my like least favorite products, it's usually things that I don't think are just well formulated. But I'm also gonna sneak in a couple of things here where I'm just like, this isn't for me, and it's so much not for me that I actually want to just wave a little red flag and say that if you have anything close to my preferences when it comes to makeup, you'll probably hate it too. So I'm excited to dive into this. Tomorrow, I think tomorrow is gonna be the best makeup of 2025. That is gonna be approximately an equal amount of product that are the best releases of the year, and I'm also gonna sprinkle in a couple of my holy grails that have not been replaced and are still my absolute favorites. Okay, let's start. Should we start with just like the way that I apply makeup? Let's do it like that. This is probably one of the worst, if not the worst, release this year, and that is the new foundation by Charlotte Tilbury. I don't know what they're smoking over at that office, but what is this? This is the Airbrush Flawless Foundation. Stays all day and night. It doesn't even stay through a coffee break. What are you talking about? This is supposed to be weightless full coverage. This is heavy, clunky on the skin. It does not 100% set down. When I blot my skin, because again, I have oily combos here. When I blot my skin, the whole foundation comes off. There's just an empty blob and I look like I have like the bubonic plague. This is supposed to be a somewhat matte full coverage foundation, and in a way it kind of is, but it doesn't hold up on me. I turn incredibly oily and greasy with this. I am about to turn 42, so I do have a lot of fine lines, and I need makeup to not slip and slide around my face, settle into lines, and I also do have a very oily T-zone, but I'm normal in my outer perimeter on my face. So I don't want something that's too heavy or too like thick on my skin, something that moves around, something that turns too oily and greasy, and this is all of that. And this is the new formulated one. And I like Charlotte Tilbury is like, I think it's like, it's been named the most influential brand in social media when it comes to like, you know, social media numbers and the way they influence. They have the budget to do better than this. It is not good. Also, I really did dislike the Buttermelt Glaze by NYX. This is a sunscreen SPF 30 soft glow skin tint. Soft glow? Not in this household. This goes on like liquid butter. It wears like liquid butter too. It just kind of like dissolves and floats on my skin, and within a couple of hours it is just so incredibly greasy that I look like I should have showered 2 days ago. This is just not in any way, shape or form oily T-zone approved. It just really was too greasy, oily, and I just felt like it looked like shiny on my face. Sometimes I like a little artificial glow and shine to look a little dewy. This is just butter. It just looked like butter. I also was not a fan of, I don't know why this sticker is so weird as well. What is, that was that from the beginning. This is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Skin Tint. I have mine in medium. This is supposed to be a mineral broad spectrum SPF 50, and you're supposed to be able to use this as a makeup and SPF together. The application on e.l.f.'s website on how to apply this makeup says to use a few drops. A few drops will not give you SPF 50. So I'm just saying, if you wear enough for this to be like SPF 50, it looks so incredibly heavy and greasy and just, it is giving makeup in 2010. That's what it's giving, so heavy and so cakey. If you use as many drops as they say, still too much. If you use 1 or 2 drops less than they say, it's actually looking pretty nice. It doesn't hold up great on my skin, but also like, why release this as a mineral SPF skin tint when you can only use like 3, maximum 4 drops of it before it gets to be too heavy on the skin? Like this just, I just feel like this is a miscommunication in how this is being marketed. And on me, I just cannot use even close enough to get any kind of SPF protection on my skin. It just looks incredibly heavy. Next, we have this Fenty Bright. This is their setting powder, Bright Fix Instant Brightening and Blurring Powder. This one, I have it in banana, which is usually a good shade for me when it comes to Fenty. I'm actually using a lavender powder today, so now when I'm putting this next to me, it looks just really weird. I also don't have any tan at all left on my skin, and I'm not using any kind of like sunless tanner right now. So I would say that right now, according to foundations, I am a light medium, and this one is more when I have like a little bit of a tan. But that's not the problem with this powder. The problem is that this looks very heavy, cakey, and crusty under my eyes, and I didn't like it at all. And on top of that, it didn't really set down anything. It didn't keep me matte, and it didn't keep my concealers from creasing. So I just felt like this was, I didn't like it at all. It didn't work for my under eyes. It didn't work for my T-zone. I just thought it was like an extra step that just made my makeup look worse, but actually not wear better. That was just how I felt about it. Then we have the Rare Beauty Liquid Contour. I know a lot of people love this one, so I am just saying I don't love this one, and I have heard others have the same kind of issue as I do. First, it doesn't have a shade for me, which is fine. Again, I am a light medium. I can find a shade. I can find like 2 shades in most bronzer ranges, if we're gonna be honest. But this range does not have a shade for me, which is fine. It's also a contour, which isn't my favorite type of way to do a makeup. That doesn't mean that I can't review something and say whether or not I think it's good quality. I think that this one is too pigmented and really hard to blend out on me as I like to do my bronzer. I feel like it dries down too quickly, but still leaves kind of an almost oily residue, which I didn't like at all. I didn't like this formula. It felt weird and tuggy to blend, too pigmented, but still a little oily in texture. I think this is the kind of formula that I would prefer as like a highlight or a blush, but not as a bronzer or a contour. So that one just wasn't perfect for me, regardless of shades weren't perfect for me. Then we have the Polite Society. This is the Club Tropicana Blurring Bronzer. This one, I will say something is up with this formulation. I got this one, it smells so bad. I got this one sent to me as PR, and I got this sent to me before they were released, and all 4 of mine, every shade had already gone bad. It smells like fermented crayons, and I know that MAC had a similar problem with one of their bronzers last year, and I'm saying for me, this one had the same problem. So if you buy this one, because again, it is like a cream to powder kind of a formula, it's kind of sheer and buildable, there's nothing wrong with it. I like the color, but again, it smells incredibly rancid. This one, there is no way that it's supposed to smell like this. It is rancid. So if you're gonna try this one out, buy it in store and make sure to ask the staff if you can smell it first, because I do think they have a formulation issue with that one, because mine was rancid even before it was released. And I'm pretty sure that it's supposed to at least last until release. I totally forgot that I wanted to mention the new bronzer by Hung Van Gogh as well. The reason I forgot is because I already decluttered this one because I think it's trash. It's really hard to blend. Wherever you put it down, it's where it's gonna stick. It's very pigmented, and I don't say that in a nice way, because I don't like when bronzers are overly pigmented, especially not when they just stick down on the skin and don't want to blend. I've tried this so many times with powder underneath, without powder underneath, trying to blend it with powder over on top of the bronzer. I just don't like this bronzer at all, and there are so many better bronzers to choose from, especially this being an expensive one from Sephora. I'd say stay away from this one. Now let's do the setting spray that I really wanted to love, but I really don't. And this is the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Setting Spray. This one, it has one of those, you're supposed to shake it. It has like white powder in it. You're supposed to disperse it, and then you're supposed to spray it. And the problem with this one, I don't know if you can see, but it comes out as droplets, and it just becomes big splotchy on your skin. I've gotten like, you're supposed to spray it like this, you're supposed to spray it like that. I've tried so many different ways. There's something about this bottle that just doesn't disperse this in a, I don't even need it to be like a foggy mist, but I do need it to not be droplets. So this applicator, something about the spritzer of this one, and I've heard other people have the same problem, it's just very not good. There's just something about this, it's just not great. I have 3 blushes here, that's very unlike me. The first one I want to talk about, oh my god, there's a hair of mine stuck in it, is the Glow Recipe, their venture into blushes. I have heard people say they like this, but every time I ask them how do you use it, they say they use it without foundation. I don't like this because I think it is too sheer and it is too liquidy. This is like a skincare meets a blush. If you for some reason want to put niacinamide only when you put blush, I'm not here. Listen, I'm not here to argue with how you want to do your skincare. I just feel like it's unnecessary. I don't think there's anything wrong with Glow Recipe going into makeup if that's what they're going to do. But I feel like blush meets skincare. I'm not sure we really needed that. I think the formula is too sheer and too wet, and it kind of dissolves everything underneath, including your foundation. So it just looks very splotchy if you're gonna use this as a blush. If you are the kind of person that doesn't wear makeup and you just want some flush on your cheeks, sure. But if you like makeup and you want to use this in your makeup routine, I think you will be disappointed. Next blush is from Revlon, and this is the Revlon Glimmer Blush Drops. This one came in the kind of packaging that I think Hourglass has something similar, and it also has one of those trampolines in the bottom, and that's the kind of packaging that Danessa Myricks has on her matte primer as well. This one is way too pigmented to be in a like component like this. I think that if you're gonna do like a dropper like this, it needs to be a more sheer buildable formula. This is pigmented and kind of hard to blend, which makes the packaging just really weird. This should have been either, I mean, it should have been a doe foot, quite honestly, or maybe they should have just made this into like a cream in a pan, because this formulation is too pigmented and too hard to blend, especially to be in this kind of component. Makes no sense. This one, I'm sad. And I've seen people really loving this, but everyone I see love this say that they have dry skin. And maybe they always have their hair up in a bun. I don't know. But this is the blush sticks from Dior. This one is so sticky on the cheeks. I love the color though. The color that I have is the Dior Backstage in Pink Lilac. Yeah, it's the pinky lavender shade. It's beautiful. For some reason, it has a sweet mint scent. And I don't hate scented makeup. I actually kind of enjoy it. My skin is not sensitive towards fragrances in any way. But I didn't know that I needed a mint blush stick. It's a weird choice for fragrance on a blush stick, I gotta say. But the color is beautiful. It looks beautiful on the skin, but it is so sticky. Your hair, your cat, bugs, your husband, everything's gonna stick to your skin. You're gonna be fussy at the end of the day. I just think it is just flypaper makeup. And maybe if you have super dry skin and you don't have your hair down, maybe it's okay. But every time I've used this, all I can think about is, and I can't do it. I can't do it. The color is beautiful though. Looks beautiful. It's one of those like look, don't touch. Don't let anything touch it, honestly. I also have two brow products, which I'm very picky when it comes to brow products. Like, I like what I like, but both of these brow products, this one is from e.l.f. This is the Holy Strokes Micro Fine Brow Pen, and it's one of those super fine, like, you draw in hairs. It's so sheer, though. It's so sheer where I'm just like, it's giving like one of those like highlighter pens, but in a light beige. I don't know what you're doing. I got the color in taupe, but like it needs to have a little bit more pigmentation than this, because you're supposed to draw in hairs. And if the hairs are so see-through that it's like, you know, the hairs are so light and so see-through that if those were on your leg, you wouldn't pull out a razor. That's how sheer they are. I just, like, it doesn't fill the purpose it's supposed to be filling. These pens do need to have a little bit more pigment to them so you actually can draw in hairs. Otherwise, you just look dirty. It just looks like you made a mistake and you got a dirty shadow. This one is called the Instant Brow Hair Pen. This one has the same problem. This one has 4 prongs. 2015 is back, but this one has 4 prongs. Hopefully I have some kind of a close-up that you can see. Same problem. It's just too sheer. It just makes you look like you made a mistake. And there's like this sheer blurry. They're like a little watery. They're a little blurry. They're just a little bit too sheer. It's not enough to be drawing in hairs with, because you're supposed to draw in hairs. But if it looks like a mistake, I mean, if not mistake, then why mistake shaped? Oh my god, I have a highlighter as well. This one is the same problem. This is the L'Oreal Lumi Le Glace. Why is there so many hairs here? One would think I'm going bald. The L'Oreal Le Glow stick. So these highlighter sticks came out in the beginning of the year, and they came out in Ulta. They're in the same listing. They're Le Glace and Le Glow. So the Le Glow is supposed to be a creamier, more subtle glow from within, and this is supposed to be high shine glassy. The reason why this is high shine is because, again, it's flypaper makeup and it makes everything stick to it. It's so greasy and sticky on the skin. It doesn't matter how it looks. It just feels awful. Again, it's one of those look, don't touch. I will say though, Le Glow, fantastic, beautiful. I probably will mention them tomorrow in my yearly favorites. I'm not filming them back to back, so that's why I'm like, what did I have in that basket again? Avoid Le Glace. If you want to try a highlighter stick from the drugstore, Le Glow is beautiful. Le Glace is no. Oh my gosh. So many people were saying that I don't know anything about makeup when I said that I didn't like the Merit lip liners. And listen, if you bought these and you love them, that's great. It means that you won and I lost because I bought something that I don't like at all. This is the epitome of what I don't like about lip liners. It is not a lip liner. If you're gonna use a product like this is supposed to be a sheer lip liner. This is just a glowy lipstick in a slim lip liner. If this is the result you want, just use a glowy lipstick. This does not in any way keep anything from bleeding out into your lines around your lips. And if you don't have problems with bleeding around your lips, congratulations, you're probably at least a decade younger than me. But I need a lip liner to keep my stuff inside of my lips. I need it to have a little tug to it so that it actually can keep stuff inside of the lips. This one bleeds on its own. And also this smears and it has no longevity. I actually don't like when lip liners dry down absolutely completely because it makes them so that you can't reapply throughout the day and they just stay like a weird line around your lips. I don't like how that looks. That's just a preference thing. But this one just doesn't do anything. It's just a glossy, glassy, sticky lipstick with a sheer, glowy formula in a slim. And I just feel like this is one of those Emperor's New Clothes when they're like, look at this new formula. I'm like, this is just a glowy lipstick in a slim lip liner. And it's probably an incredible like cost per gram. Because again, you could just buy a glowy lipstick. I don't get it. I think it's an awful product and I didn't like it at all. I'm actually only gonna mention one lip formula that I really, really did not like. And I got all of these sent to me and I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna do a lip swatching video. Halfway through, I realized I don't like these at all, but I put them up because these from Makeup Revolution, these, I don't know what these are called. Oh, they're called the gloss sticks. I have 2 of them here. These were sent to me and I did a lip swatching video on all of them. I'll try and put it up here so you can see. The colors are stunning. And these remind me so much of the Fenty, the glossy sticks from Fenty that are extremely goopy. I think you get too much on the lips and I don't like how they are. These ones are even more though. These are very goopy on the lips. So I still put up my swatches because I was like, you know what? There are people out there who love the things that I hate, and some people are out there wanting to buy this and want to see how the colors look. I just think they're really hard to work with because you get too much on the lip, it gets too goopy, it gets too much all over the place. I would say if you're gonna try this formula or even the Fenty one as well, pick a shadow that is close to your lip color because then you can just use a little and it's not gonna look like patchy or weird. I just think that this kind of formula, this one and the Fenty one included, is really hard to work with and I don't like how it looks on the lips and I don't like how it feels on the lips. With that being said, some of my friends' favorite lip formula are those sticks from Fenty. I just don't agree, and that is perfectly fine with makeup. It is okay for us to not like the same type of formulas when it comes to makeup. Doesn't mean that one of us is better or worse or that one of us doesn't know anything about makeup. It just means that at the end of the day, what we are looking for, how we want things to feel and look on our skin is just different, and that is totally fine. Yeah, hang on to your panties because tomorrow there's going to be a best releases of 2025, the things that I think are absolutely the best thing. And of course, we are soon heading into my big palette ranking of the year where there's gonna be so many palettes where I'm gonna rank them from my least favorite to my absolute favorite. And don't forget to subscribe before you leave and we will have a new video tomorrow. Bye.